Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. It is Friday again. I'm so happy you guys are here. I am going to be doing quick readings today. Fridays are meant to be just like really quick, their feelings, your feelings, their next actions. I will be looking at complicated, partnered, and single. So each card that I pull, I will reference for each one so everybody feels included. It's all inclusive here on the channel. So I will start Aries at 111. I am doing super chats at the end for whoever is live with me. I have 4 or 5 already signed up. Remember, I don't like to stay on too long. That's why I combine them. So get your question in so I can gauge my energy. And I don't stay on long. So I feel bad. I used to do them in their own video, but I just didn't want to do that anymore. So if you do want something, just let me know. Happy Friday to everybody. Hello, everybody that's coming in. I see all you guys. Let me get started, though, with Aries at 111 so I can stay on track. Aries at 111. Aries. Did I put the banner up? Let's see. Aries. All right. So Aries, let's see the person that's on your mind or whoever's in orbiting around you. What are their feelings? Whether you're partnered, single, or complicated, I will acknowledge all three. All right, we have the 9 of Wands, all right? So obviously somebody here has a headache about something. The energy seems to be a little bit of anxiousness or stress. Something's eating at them. You know, maybe you guys have been going through some challenges or they've been going through some challenges. But, you know, whatever's going on, the energy that seems to be happening is it seems like, you know, there's been a setback and now your person, something's eating at them, whether or not they said exactly what they meant to say or should have said. So I have the Ace of Swords, right? So here's where it begins. It looks like, you know, if you're partnered with somebody, they look a little frustrated. You know, they're wanting something from you. Maybe they're just tired of the same old, you know, you guys keep talking about the same arguments, same fights, same everything. And, you know, blah, 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 blah. We're in long-term relationships. Sometimes it's just like, can we move on from something? Can we get past something? The spark is still there, but something is really stressing out your person. Now, if you're single, there could be somebody who's got their eye on you, who's been thinking about you. You are crossing somebody's mind, you know, but they might be waiting for the right moment to say something to you. All right. They feel like they're interested in you and they just maybe don't know what to say just yet. Right. And a complicated situation, it's the same thing. They could be mad at themselves for something that they said or did. And the situation is just not easy. But it's real. I mean, it's real enough that you're stressing them out. It's just that it could be something that's been ongoing. And this person is feeling like we have a setback and I don't know what to do. And they could be frustrated with themselves. So you are seeing that in the feelings position. They're thinking about you and the last thing that you said or the last moment between the two of you. Your energy is the Page of Pentacles, all right? So obviously you want to make amends. All right? It feels like you know that something's there. You're waiting for them to maybe return a text, a phone call. You want something to happen and you really care. And maybe the pace is moving a little bit slower. Maybe you're not sure how to fix something or what to do, or if somebody's just thinking of you as a friend. But either way, what you're feeling, trust your feelings right now. But it is a slow moving energy, and we do have retrograde energy in right now coming in. So it can seem like some messages are delayed, and you are being asked, Aries, to have a little patience. I know you love that, and when I say it. So now here's the next move, though. All right, so it looks like somebody does want to test the water, want to fix it, want to work, want to partner up with you, want to get together with you. So if you are partnered with somebody, it does look like they will initiate trying to, what can I do? What do I need to do to fix this? What can we do to change the situation that we're in? You know, I want to fix it. I don't want to brush it off. So it looks like putting in some effort. If you're single, it looks like somebody will be closing in on you, around you, trying to connect with you through somebody else. They might say something to somebody else, or they might just show up around you more often this weekend. If you work together or if you're in the same area, you may notice that they're kind of popping into your energy, and it looks like they could ask you for something or want to talk to you. And you may meet somebody this weekend, for some of you, if you're in a place where you can, who opens up conversation with you. Now, if you're in a complicated situation, the same thing. The Three of Pentacles shows somebody wants to make it work with you. So either way, they might not know how to make it work or what to do. And if there's a third party, it's still there. But they are saying, I still want to make this work, you know, but the Nine of Wands, what the hell am I supposed to do right now? All right, Aries. That was my Aries. 6 for Taurus. My bulls. Where's my bullshitters? Hello, Gigi. Hello, Randy. Hello, Angel. Hello, Lisa. And now my Tauruses. And Bettina. Stephanie. Hello. All right. Taurus. Let's see what's going on. I'm looking at their feelings, their next move. And I'll reference single, partnered, or complicated. All right. So it's for everybody. Taurus. All right. So Ace of Pentacles. All right. The desire's there. The offer's there. The opportunity's there. Somebody here is wanting to commit or is having this feeling of, I need security, or I'm interested in getting something started. So a new opportunity with that Ace of Pentacles and a fresh start coming in with this energy as well, too. Now, there could have been some delay in it. Maybe somebody has felt a little worried or nervous about, you know, any complications that might come of it. So your person's feelings too. You got the Ace of Swords. I just shuffled. You guys saw me. I got the Ace of Swords. So we're getting to, even if you're partnered, somebody's got something they want to say to you. You have two aces. Somebody wants a clean slate with you. If you're single, somebody specific around you is orbiting in your energy. So this could be a good opportunity for you to talk to somebody. Somebody's eyeballing you. You're on somebody's mind. If it's a complicated situation, it also looks like somebody wants to give this another go. All right. There's another opportunity for you guys. If you've been going through some sort of, obviously, complication, it looks like meeting up again or trying to make it work again. So let's see your feelings. Three of Pentacles. I just shuffled these, guys. I promise you. And I'm seeing you just want to make it work, but I do see a third party situation. So obviously this could be work. It could be another person. It could be family member. It could be with coworkers, whatever it is. It seems like you just want to know what's happening, what's going on, what, you know, is this person really in it? Is it going to work? Is this somebody that's interested in me? Does somebody want to be with me? All right. So there's a lot of curiosity happening here in your situations. So whether you're partnered, single, or complicated, it feels like no matter what, somebody here sees an opportunity with you and wants to seize it. They don't want to lose the opportunity. So what's their next move or actions, though? The Hermit card. It looks like somebody's still kind of caught in, you know, self-reflecting. So the idea is there. Somebody may be still holding back a little bit, but maybe they'll show up a little bit more for you right now than they did before. But I still feel like maybe there's some space between the two of you this weekend. This could be what they're doing. You're wondering when they're going to say something. Maybe they're trying to figure out when they're going to say something to you. So yours is, all right, this weekend, you might not get that action that you're looking for. Somebody may be still kind of holding back from you. But I am seeing what's coming in is that somebody wants to find the right thing to say to you, all right, and wants to make it work. So that is my Tauruses. Let's see, Gemini. Ten. All right, let me get a good shuffle, make sure. Gemini, happy birthday. All right. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. How's your birthday been? Let's see. Let's take a look at their feelings and their next move towards you. Partnered, whether it's you're single or it's complicated. I will reference it all. All right. 8 of Cups. So your person here, you know, you got them trying to walk away from you, and I got the 10 of Wands. All right. You know, this is obviously not because somebody is feeling like they don't have feelings for you. It feels like somebody is under a lot of pressure and is avoiding or doesn't know what to say or do. It's like, I feel like I should walk away, but it's also too hard to walk away. I feel like I have too much going on. So if you're in a partnered situation and you know your person's not leaving you, all right, this is telling me that they're avoiding you or trying to, they just feel it's best that they just kind of give you space and walk away because it's too heavy, it's too much. They are not handling a situation with you. You know, it's probably not the handling it the right way, but they don't know. So they're holding back maybe from a conversation that needs to happen, but maybe this weekend isn't the weekend to have it. All right. Maybe they feel like they're carrying too much on their own, or they're just feeling a lot of stress and they just feel misunderstood. All right. If you're single, you know, I am seeing here that you might be interested in somebody that is dealing with a lot of complications right now, and they don't have the time to really focus on this. It doesn't mean they don't have feelings for you. All right. Now, a complex situation, somebody's really feeling it. So if you're in a third party situation, your person is ignoring you right now. The 10 of Wands is telling me that everything shit's hitting the fan. Okay. Now your feelings, 5 of Wands, you got to calm down, slow down. It looks like you're very angry or intense or wanting to make something happen. You're very frustrated with the situation, or you want to fix something, right? You want, why can't we talk about this? Why can't we do it now? Why are you avoiding this? Why are you ignoring me? What? And it's really causing a lot of internal struggle with you, even if you're single and you're wondering why somebody's not giving you attention, right? This might not be the right weekend, the right time. You know, maybe it's setting you up for a situation that is coming in. Their next actions, if any, this weekend, and I do see the 9 of Cups. So maybe a lot of you will realize that, or they'll come back around. So if it doesn't happen this weekend, give it a couple days. It looks like somebody is feeling like, I need to avoid you. I'm avoiding you. I'm avoiding the complications. I'm avoiding the challenges. I can't handle the stress right now, or I don't want to argue about it, or I feel like you need more of my attention right now and I can't give it to you. That kind of energy. But I do see them coming back around. The 9 of Cups, right? They will come around, but maybe they can't articulate what they're really feeling right now. That's what I have for you. They're trying to keep you, for some of you, they're trying to keep you from seeing what they're going through. Well, there goes my voice. Gemini's like, shut up. Move on. Cancer. All right. I know. Just shut up, Frankie. Keep rolling. All right, I'm going to do Cancer at 15 because I'm going to get a good shuffle for Cancer. I'm still good time. Good time. All right, Cancer. All right, Cancer. Let's see. Your person's feelings, their next move towards you, whether you're in a partnered situation, a complex situation, or single. I'm going to hit all of it. The Devil. What are you worried about? What are you still worrying about? All right, there's some temptation, some triggers. We are in retrograde. You know, Cancers are one of the signs that are always waiting for retrograde. I believe that. I believe you guys are. I believe you secretly love it because you are the ones that hold on to your exes, I think, the longest, right? So a lot of you, like, either you're going to be the one that calls them or they're going to call you, all right? But it's the devil, all right? And it's like, so if you're partnered with somebody, you know, there could be some triggers coming up. If you're single, you could be trying to get back with the person that you know you shouldn't, right? And if it's complicated, you know why it's complicated. The devil is there, you know, there's a situation that's not going down the way it should. But there is an attachment and love that is forbidden, and that's it, you know, and we got to deal with what we're going through. No judgment. So I am seeing here, look at, you got an avoidant, you know, you have a person here that acts distracted. They know your season's coming up. They know your birthday is going to be where you're going to be wanting to put your crown on and want to, you know, be noticed. They're not forgetting your birthday. All right. I know that they're not forgetting your birthday. They may be trying to ignore you or ignore the situation, but the energy definitely is still being pulled towards you. But, you know, this is somebody here that gets distracted easy or avoids tough situations. And that could really trigger you too as well. And this also does show a fixation. So it feels like somebody is fixated on you, which is another thing you love to hear. Your feelings, King of Pentacles. So you could be focused on an earth sign, right? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But maybe you just feel like it's sluggish or things aren't changing or things aren't happening. And you're wanting more control of the situation. You're ready to, you know, build a home, build a family, build a relationship. You're ready to work on something and you really care about somebody. So let's see their next move towards you. I see the Star card. All right. So, you know, here it is. You're partnered with somebody. They got plans with you. Maybe you guys are so used to triggering each other, and your person avoids problems, and you get so mad at your partner because you're the one that's always responsible. All right, I can see that. All right, your person, though, trying their hardest. They just, you know, get focused on one thing at a time. But where there's a will, there's a way. And it just seems like you both just believe in this relationship, right? Neither of you want to give up. Now, if you're single, all right, you could be, you know, just having to wait. That's it. You know, your person here, you desire somebody. Maybe they're working on something or they're still working on themselves, but don't lose faith. You got a connection coming in. It could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If it's a complicated situation and you're dealing with a third party, you're dealing with somebody who's trying to avoid the temptation. They want to reach out to you. They want you. They desire you. You're definitely somebody they want to see a future with, right? And you're somebody they cannot stop obsessing about. But if they're with somebody else, they have to maybe hide a lot of their feelings and can't always be on call for you, is what I have. But don't lose hope in that relationship either. Obviously, there's a strong pull between you and that person. All right, Cancer, spicy. Leo. I'm very curious about Leo season. I'm not trying to skip past Cancer season, but I don't know, something pulling me to Leo season. This Leo energy coming in. All right, let's see, Leo. I'm gonna get a good shuffle first, though. All right, Leo. single, partnered, or complex, if you're in a third party, I'm going to hit it all. Let's see their feelings and their next move towards you. All right, well, look at that, Knight of Wands. Somebody wants this. Somebody sees you. Somebody's feeling the passion. Somebody is wanting the passion, or somebody's feeling like you've lost the passion and getting restless, all right? So I am seeing here you got somebody around you, and you may know who it is, but there's sexual energy, there's tension building up, and if you're single, there's obviously new passion coming in too, so somebody feeling something for you. So let's take a look. I have the Ace of Swords. You got your third sign today, Aries, Taurus, and now Leo that got the Ace of Swords. So I am feeling like maybe somebody's thinking about what to say to you. They light up when they see you. They're curious about you. You know, if you're partnered, maybe they're thinking, you know, how sexy you look, or they miss when you were getting sexy for them. I don't know. You know, when we're partnered, sometimes we forget that part of things, you know. So they may be thinking about doing something random or fun with you if you're partnered. If you're single, you could have somebody that's thinking about reaching out to you, and somebody that you're crossing their mind. Now we are in retrograde too, so that can bring somebody that, you know, that you've had a spark with before, and it's bringing back the spark. Like maybe somebody's like, you know what, maybe Leo and I didn't give it a full chance. You know, you got an Aries, Leo, Sag here, so there's some fire lighting up. Now, if you're in a complicated situation with somebody and they're in a third party situation, that's not changing the fact that they're not thinking it's sexy time or I want to do something fun with you. You know, the chemistry is there. So they could be getting a little bit desperate, wanting to reach out to you, wanting to talk to you, wanting to go somewhere random. So it looks good for you. So Leo looks like they're going to be having a good time. Your energy is the Queen of Pentacles. Maybe you just know it. You're feeling seen and you like it. You're looking good. You're wanting something more stable. You know, you're just kind of doing your thing and working and being you. So this is probably why you're attracted in this kind of energy right now, because you're looking good. Queen of Pentacles, worthy, noticeable, exceptional, you know, working hard, very responsible, and somebody's just like, all right, I'm interested. So this could be a good time for newbies too as well. So their next move towards you, I have the Page of Cups. So it feels like whether it's a complicated situation or I just got, though, if it's a complicated situation, you know, they're just wanting some sweet time with you. They're just missing you. But the situation's still probably the same. I just want you to know that. So you may get some sweet nothings, but they feel good. It's what you guys look forward to. If you're in a partnered relationship, it looks like they might act sweet, emotional with you, messages, and they're really looking for some loving. They're hoping that you guys can, you know, go back, you know, and do what you used to do. If you're single, somebody could be catching the nerve to express, or you might hear that somebody's interested in you, because that is a crush. You have earth, fire, and water all here. Here, everybody's here. All right, let's see. Virgo. All right, let me get a good shuffle for Virgo. All right, Virgo, their feelings, their next move, whether you're single, it's complicated, or you're partnered up with somebody, I'll hit them all. All right. All right, 7 of Cups. So somebody quietly thinking about you, somebody observing you, somebody wanting you, fantasizing about different ways this could work out. How can it happen? But also it could be, is it possible? It's like we want it to happen, but there's so many other things that seem to be happening that that somebody's just curious and thinking about every possibility. So feelings are growing. And maybe they're starting to see that they just can't avoid it anymore. I can't stop thinking about it, but they're also, maybe they're thinking about what bothers them too. So because their feelings are growing for you and things are happening, they're going to start questioning everything. So remember that. Soon as somebody feels that trigger of their heart, like this person's got my heart, they are going to analyze and observe everything about you. And because it gets scary when you're falling in love, right? So let's see your person's feelings. I see the 6 of Pentacles. All right. So there could be a talk coming in, thinking about, we really need to talk about things because somebody really cares about you and really wants to put the effort in, really wants to put the work in. If you're single, there could be a friend around you that is starting to really see you as something more than a friend, and they're maybe wanting to talk to you. So you may notice that they're being more of service to you or being around you more. Somebody here realizing your worth. If you're partnered, somebody realizes everything that you do for them, and they are seeing and thinking about ways to improve the relationship or ways that they should get back, or how to make it better for the two of you. If it's a complicated situation, all right, if it's a complicated and somebody's in a third party situation, again, you've got somebody who is in love with you and sees all the possibilities, but you also have somebody here who is trying to keep the peace, all right, trying to make everybody happy. And so it's keeping everybody stuck. All right. So the feelings are still growing, but what their actions are going to be the most important thing, because a choice does need to be made. Your feelings, 5 of Swords, like there's just nothing you can do. It's like you want to find an answer, you want to figure it out, but don't make any irrational decisions just yet, because it looks like there's a lot more working for you behind the scenes than you realize. Okay. But the 5 of Swords can leave you highly stressed because nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is going to be guaranteed, and you're stuck on that. You need a plan. You need things to feel like they're stable and perfect, right? But they're not. All right. But somebody here realizes what they're doing to you too as well. Now, their next actions, the Queen of Swords, pretty good energy here. So it looks like a decent conversation. Somebody is concerned. If you're partnered with somebody, all right, they definitely want to make a choice and change things or grow in this relationship. Maybe talk about where the future can go. Let's talk about, what the problems are too. So we have to look at things fairly. But it does look like a conversation here about the future. If you're single, it does look like you could have an air sign around you that is starting to study you. So they're starting to notice things about you that they didn't see before. And they may offer help in lots of different ways, to kind of show you how they feel. If you're in a complicated situation, I see there could be an honest conversation. We're trying to analyze the situation, we're trying to figure it out, we're trying to make it work. Maybe you guys are still kind of talking about it. Doesn't look like there's any sort of solution, but at least there's conversation about it. All right, Libra. All right. All right, Libra at 30. All right. Libra, their feelings. So if you're single, partnered, or in a complicated situation, I'm looking at it all. Their next actions and feelings. So you have the Emperor card, Aries energy, and you have somebody that wants control over the situation, somebody who tries to control the situation, somebody who thinks that that's the right thing to do. It's not like they're being it's just the way they are, the way they handle things, right? And so this person can tend to hold on to their perspective or their ways, and maybe it makes them feel strong, or it's just they feel right, they feel justified, right? And they care. That's the thing, is they do this they want control of the situation. It comes from fear, and it also comes from caring. All right. So their feelings exist, but they could be very guarded. All right. Now, I have a Queen of Wands here showing up. So I do have an Aries, Leo, Sag. So it doesn't matter whether they're female or male. I'm telling you, this is somebody that's got a lot of confidence, a lot of pride. They're used to managing their own thing, doing their own thing, setting the laws, setting the rules, my way or the highway. And it's usually a good way. It's just that it can be really hard to get this person to be vulnerable, and sometimes they don't realize when they push over other people, or they talk over other people, or it's really coming from a place of the heart. All right. And a lot of us can resonate with that. And so, but the way they feel about you, even if you're partnered, I mean, the attraction is still there, but they want some passion, they want some initiation, they want some excitement, confidence. They want you to know yourself, be yourself, and just shine, because they're very magnetically drawn to you. And obviously they see you as somebody who's the one. Now, if you're single, this could be somebody that's very attracted to you, around you, who's been kind of hanging back, trying to study you, and they're just trying to keep their composure. This is somebody that doesn't like to make mistakes. All right. They do not like to make mistakes. They don't like to look like an idiot. They want to look perfect. So this is going to be somebody around you that definitely is going to have their shield up, their guard up. Right. Now, if you're in a complicated situation, all right, and there's another woman, another person involved, and you know it, I mean, obviously you're winning. You've got it. That's why it's happening. But they also may be having to weigh other things going on in the other situation, but they're always being pulled towards you, and they're trying to maintain control of both situations. Now, you're feeling Seven of Pentacles. Here's where it gets difficult, because you're trying to keep the peace, but you're ready for change. You're ready for move. But honesty is starting to catch up with you. It's like, what's next? We naturally need change. We need things to happen. If you've been stagnant for a while or feeling like stuck for a while, it's really going to get to you. All right. And but your person is showing up as somebody that wants to be the initiator, the controller of a situation. And it might be hard for you to just pause and wait for the right time. All right. And I'm getting their next actions towards you. I'm still seeing that they're kind of keeping you at a distance. So you are dealing with somebody. If you're partnered, it's somebody that they're trying to avoid a conversation with you. And maybe it's because they have pride. They don't want to look like they were wrong, or they made a wrong decision. All right. But you guys will get through it. Growth happens during these difficult times. If you're single, somebody could still be afraid to attempt to get rejected. They don't want to be rejected. Bottom line, right? Give them time. If you're in a complicated situation, somebody does not like to be away from you, and they're disappointed in what's going on with the situation. They still feel a strong pull for you. They may be acting like they have control over everything, but it really is bothering them. That's what I got for you. Strong fire energy coming through for Libra. All right. El Diablos. Where's my Scorpios? Scorpio. Give me a few seconds. I'm shuffling for a minute. Scorpio Kelly here. What's up? My Scorps. Hello, Miss Kaja. All right. Hello, Miss Barb. Hello, Bernadette. All right. Give me a couple more seconds. I'm just trying to. All right, Scorpio. Their feelings and their next move, whether you're partnered with somebody, single, or it's complicated. I will address all three. So overall, it's moving. You're making progress. All right. It's nothing that you can't get through. You know, we're seeing you want change. You're ready for something new. I need to see some improvements. I want to see some growth. Can't stay in things or situations that do not move, because a Scorpio needs to move, you know, needs to change, needs to get things going. But things are improving for you. And it looks as though even another person or whoever I'm focusing on today, the underlying energy is, I want to see a future with you. I want to see things move forward. I want to see things grow. But sometimes we can get lost in the house here, right? Or whens, because somebody may have another situation going on. But let's look at their feelings. Two of Pentacles. So I am seeing there is a lot going on. All right, a lot to think about. You know, somebody here may be juggling some situations going on in their life, you know, whether it's with money, jobs, travel. You know, the Three of Wands can say, I want to meet up with you, but I'm having money issues with the Two of Pentacles. I'm schedule issues. I just need you to be patient with me. I want to see it happen, but maybe the timing's off. We just need to kind of coordinate and make it work. And if you're partnered with somebody, I mean, this is somebody here that's trying to make adjustments that you're asking. You know, this is a relationship, you know, it takes two. You know, you got to work with me. Maybe they're a little overwhelmed in their life and they want to make change. They want to show up. Maybe you'll see that they want to make it work, but there needs to be compromise, right? But of course, not against your values. I'd never ask you to do that. But your person may be feeling like they need you to pitch in or help out or just have understanding towards them, what's going on in their life. Now, if you're single, somebody around you could be circulating around you when it comes to your everyday life. You could run into this person. You may be talking to them a little bit here or there. It could be somebody that you're interested in, but it seems like it's inconsistent, right? They may be still talking to somebody else, or they have a lot going on in their life and they're just kind of testing the waters here with you. So I would just keep carrying on, you know, and seeing where it goes and not worrying about it so much, right? We just like to be obsessed, right? So if you're in a complicated situation with somebody with a third party, guys, they're trying to manage both. They're trying to manage both, right? They're trying to eat their cake and have their, what is it? Have their cake. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's retrograde right now. All right. They need to make a decision, but they're getting what they want in both places. So why make a decision? All right. But they do plan on it. So let's see how long that lasts for. Hey, don't be judging. People be in situations all the time, you know. So let's see. Now your feelings, you're ready for the next step. I mean, it's clear. You're like, come on, make it work. Let's do it. Let's go. Show up. You're needing them to show more. You're needing them to pitch in more. You're wanting things to work out. It looks like you're ready for the next step. And that's what I'm picking up, Scorpio. That somebody here is just a step behind you. All right. It doesn't mean to give up. It just means you might be a couple steps ahead. All right. Now, their next move, the Three of Cups. Of course, I want to make Scorpio happy. All right. If you are partnered with somebody, it looks like have a little bit more fun. You know, it's like we love each other. We have feelings for each other. It looks like you could be getting together. They want to, you know, connect with you. They want to go out. They want to have a little bit more fun. If you're single, you may be noticing somebody around you a little bit more, socializing a little bit more, expressing themselves a little bit more. Maybe even get into a place where you guys go out and you talk, breaking the silence that and realizing that there's more here. So building your relationship. If you're in a complicated situation with a third party, it's still showing up, but it does look like they do want to connect with you. So you guys may be talking, connecting, reconnecting, and celebrating a win. All right. You know, it is what it is. Can't deny the truth about so many things. Believe me, I'm Sag North Node. I want to look at everything righteous, idealistic, and always the best possible case scenario. But that's not always reality. All right, Sagittarius. Give me a few more seconds, guys. All right. Sagittarius, their feelings and next move. I'm looking at if you're in a relationship, also if you're single and or a complicated situation. 5 of Cups. So obviously there's some disappointment about the way things have turned out or the way something went down. Wasn't expecting it to go that way. You know, it's like you're still kind of pondering on it. It's like we got to get over it, move past it, and maybe figure out another way around the problem. So there could, you know, be this week an energy of, you know, maybe I was wrong. Maybe we can try again. Maybe we can try something different, or, you know, maybe it is. We just need to, you know, figure out that whether it's going to work or not, you know. So let's see your person's feelings, the Hanged Man. It seems like your person is kind of stuck and they don't want to make a decision because they don't know if it's just the 5 of Cups. Sometimes we can make a decision too quickly and end things and then be too sad and feel bad and feel guilty and feel like this isn't what I wanted. And yet so it's like somebody may feel like, all right, I'm not making you happy, or we're not able to make something happen, but yet I don't want to lose you either. All right. So I do feel like you got a person here that just doesn't know what the hell, and that's going to be super hard for you. Look at that, 9 of Wands, your feelings. Did I call it or what? I mean, you've been through this before. It seems like you've been down this road for a while. And it's like you just never know where somebody is going. It's like every time you give it a shot, you go in with a big win and then you come out with a headache. And you're just like, it just seems like it goes nowhere. And your person, you keep asking and asking every tarot reader or me or whatever, well, what's changing? What's happening? Nothing. It's like your person is avoiding accountability. You know, it's like, I would rather you keep trying until you give up because I don't know what to do. So you're giving it your all constantly, and it's just it's burning you out. You know, yeah, you could keep it the way it is, but you're going to have to work less hard to make it work. All right. Now, if you're single, and you're trying to connect with somebody and it's not going anywhere and you're wondering what the hell's wrong with me, This is what's happening. You're dealing with the person who could be dealing with a past ex. I just broke up with somebody and I'm still mulling over it. And you're trying to get their attention and you're wondering why it's not working. They're not open yet. They're not ready for change. All right. And so if you're in a complicated situation, you also have a person that will not hold themselves accountable and will not decide. It's like they're letting life decide for them. And so they're keeping everybody hanging on. Now, their next actions is the Seven of Pentacles. It's in the same place that you have it in. It just feels like they're frozen. They know they have to do something, or they know they want to do something, but they just procrastinate. You have somebody who just procrastinates. I'm just going to sit here and wait, like something better is going to come along, or somebody else is going to life's going to make the decision for them. And you could be fighting this for quite some time. And I just feel like it's setback after setback. All right. Now you can keep dealing with this, but this is the energy that I'm going on. Your person is just waiting for life to happen to it, or other people to take care of business. All right, Sag, wish I could have had what was it the other day? Sag's reading was awesome, right? And then this one here, I guess I had to reach the rest of the crowd. All right. All right. I'll get you back on Monday, Sagittarius. All right. All right. Well, maybe I hit somebody that needed to hear that one today. All right. All right, Capricorns. I'll try. All right, a couple more seconds. All right, Capricorn, their feelings, next moves. Whether you're single, partnered, or complicated situation, I'll hit them all. Ace of Wands. All right, so somebody's got you on their mind. You're definitely taking up some space, and it's exciting. It's, look, you got somebody's feelings kind of moving. All right, they're trying to settle in. I got feelings I didn't know I had, and now I'm all over the place. So this can be somebody who's a bit anxious about you, and also can create an energy of, why are they not moving? I know I feel something. Why are they not calling me? I feel something, because they don't want to look desperate. And also, I just feel like somebody maybe didn't realize how deeply their feelings ran for you, or their feelings are all over the place. And, it's like it just started to just hit them, and it's like, again, this came out for somebody else recently. It's like, as soon as somebody realizes they have feelings for you, all of a sudden, for a minute, they start to notice everything that could be wrong with you, right? So sometimes you gotta be prepared for that. It's a natural human reaction, I think, anyways. Or for some of us who have had trauma or betrayal or anything like that, there's a natural reaction. As soon as you're falling in love with somebody, all of a sudden you're like, I don't like their shoes. I keep going to shoes today. Or, oh my God, I'm going to get stuck, or I'm going to start seeing the worst of everything that can come out, because it's a protective barrier. And that's what I'm getting here for my Capricorns. You might be up against that with somebody. All right. So obviously somebody has already decided about you. All right. And I'm seeing the Strength card, but look at this, being confident, pride. I mean, now, whether they say something to you or not, that's whether or not their pride will take over or their heart will take over. Do I have the courage to really say it's somebody who acts tough? So Capricorn, you're dealing with a tough cookie. Right? I don't want you to know, I don't want you to know how I feel, but very attracted to you. Obviously, very attracted to you. All right. So if you're single, that's what you're dealing with. If you're in a complicated situation, that's also what you're dealing with. It's somebody that, doesn't want to look too vulnerable. All right. And if you're partnered with somebody already, you know you already deal with somebody like that, right? You know, it's a healthy pride, you know, it's a scary pride. But when this kind of pride shows up, the heart usually wins. All right, that's how I feel it. Now your feelings, look at this. What the hell? Where are they? Come on. Oh my God. I'm gonna, you know, like you're ready to jump, you know, you're ready to go to Vegas and get married. And it's anticipation. And so this is where, you know, this is where you're ready to make plans, Capricorn. You're ready to make plans today, not tomorrow. You're ready to move forward now, not later. So I do see a complication. I mean, I do see a conversation, you know, and getting together with somebody, but it's like, it's not going to be on your time. And that can really, that's going to be where you're going to have self-control too. Now, also I see too that you know this person cares about you. You know, you feel the pull, but it does stress you out because you don't know whether or not you should maybe keep asserting yourself to get this person to move. It'd be difficult. Their next actions, the justice, they'll follow through. They're just weighing things carefully. Your person's just kind of making sure, look at like, they're judging you in a very good way. All right. They're judging you in a very good way. And they may even feel, you know, sometimes they can see feeling guilty because they haven't made a decision yet and something's weighing on them. You know, but it does seem like they're coming in to make the move and make it right. And they're trying to build trust. I love you guys. You have Leo, you have Libra, and fire. All right, that was Capricorn, Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. Give me 20 seconds. All right, Aquarius, let's see. Their feelings and next move, whether you're partnered with somebody in a relationship or it's complicated or you're single, I will hit it all. Try to. All right, Three of Cups, bottom of the deck. So it's got, you guys got some love here. All right, that's a good start. The underlying weight of the story is that Aquarius, you got me. You got my feelings. We've built a friendship, or we're starting to build a friendship, or I just feel your vibe, right? And some of you, you know, this is, you know, you're around the same people, same community, or go out together or have gone out together. And it just feels like, you know, I feel you. I'm falling, or I really like you. I really like being around you. And so authenticity coming through right there. Let's see, they'll get 8 of Swords, right? Your person's feelings. Holy shit. So it does look like you caught them off guard. You know, maybe somebody didn't realize how they really felt, or, you know, maybe there was something about you the last time you saw them and you weren't supposed to be this person that they fell for. And now they are. So I'm getting that kind of energy. Maybe somebody was doubting the connection before, and now they're like, the more I doubt it, the more I'm starting to realize that I think they're just panicking because they doubt themselves. All right. So if you're partnered with somebody, you know, I'm getting to here, you guys will make it through, but maybe your person is being a little hard on themselves. And if you're single, you could be dealing with somebody who's around you, who's realizing that they have real feelings for you, but maybe now they're doubting themselves because of the way they acted, or they didn't look at you like this before. So now that they look at you like this, now they're starting to feel insecure. And if you're in a complicated situation, somebody's got love for you and there's a third party situation and they just don't know what to do. They feel like their hands are tied, right? And so it's like, you know, I love you, you know, I have feelings for you. And maybe I wasn't expecting this. This caught me off guard. You weren't supposed to stay. You weren't supposed to matter, you know, whatever it is. It's like, but you do. You do. So let's see you, all right? The Page of Cups, right? You caught feelings. You can't help it. You're going to catch feelings. Maybe this is somebody you already have feelings for, you know, if even if it's a friend and you're single, you got a crush on somebody. Maybe it's taken a minute. Maybe somebody is realizing that, you know, man, I just didn't look at you like that before. Right, but I can see that you're catching feelings. So their next actions towards you, look at this, the Knight of Cups. Your person's heart's going to pull them through. All right, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you guys are falling in love. You're in love. It's about falling in love again. It's about going on a date, making plans to add more romance to your life. This person really wants, you know, they really have love for you. If you're single, this is new romance. Somebody here not realizing that they had more feelings for you. They just didn't see it happening. They weren't expecting it. And if you're in a complicated situation, the love continues to grow in the situation and they can't help it. They just can't help it. And there could be a moment of vulnerability, you know, that maybe finally they do announce that. I mean, I hope that they announce how much they love you and they decide to finally make a decision and get unstuck so that they can show up. Now, that might not be for every single person, and I hope it is, that's in a complicated situation, but love will find its way. All right. You got a lot of water showing up for you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. All right, we made it to Pisces. Remember, I'm doing super chats after this, whoever signed up, and that's it. And then I'm being a meanie, and then I'm out. So get on the list if you want to read in. All right, banner, Pisces. All right. Give me 20 seconds to shuffle. All right, Pisces, their feelings and next move, whether you're partnered in a relationship, single, or it's complicated. I will hit on all of them. I see the Tower card underneath. So something building and brewing. It doesn't have to be bad. It's just, you know, there's tension or there's been some uncertainty, and maybe now we're finally seeing a breakthrough, or something that needs to be said is finally going to be said, whether it's you're ready for it or not, or whether they're ready for it or not. But this is a connection maybe that's intense, and maybe there's been some intensity, or you just came into each other's life and shook each other's life up, and now it's complicated, you know, but something that needs to come to light is about to come to light. Your person's feelings, the Two of Pentacles, all right? So you got them weighing all the possibilities and them trying to figure things out. It looks like, you know, things are overwhelming for them, but they can't continue like this. They want to invest, they want to build, they want to move forward. So I do see like your person's trying to juggle things, trying to make things happen. And finally, it's like it's going to reach a boiling point this week where even your person's feeling like something needs to happen. All right, something needs to move forward because this is just not stable. Now your feelings, the Three of Wands, all right, you're feeling like, all right, it's about time. I'm really wanting to move. Maybe you're even feeling like something has to change. So if you've been partnered with somebody in a relationship, all right, and you're feeling like they're going back and forth, feeling like they're a little distant, like maybe 1 minute it seems like everything's okay, and then you see like maybe they got something on their mind or they're not as interested. If they do have a lot going on, all right, they are trying to weigh things out. And they are wanting to make plans with you for the future. It's just, how can I do this? How can I make this happen? Can I afford this? Can I afford you? Can I do this with you? Is this something that I can maintain? Is this something that I can keep, you know, my promise with? If you're in a complicated situation, your person doesn't want to see you move on, and they're trying to weigh out all possibilities of how they know they have to make a decision, or you're going to move on. All right. If you're single, you got somebody here that's kind of in your energy. You may have a couple people that's in your energy that is interested in you. You may meet this person or see these people around your community or when you're out and about. But it does look like you are getting somebody's attention. You may notice that, or pay attention to the people that keep popping up into your life, because they may be trying to find ways to run into you. All right. Now, their next actions towards you, I have the Page of Pentacles. So it does look like your person is feeling the intensity about a future with you. I really have to make a decision. All right. So if you may have somebody approach you friendly, if it's new, somebody here being sincere, somebody wanting to get to know you. Pay attention to acts of service, people who are trying to do things for you. And if you are in a relationship, it looks like your person really wanted to figure out, how can we compromise? How can we compromise and how can we move forward? Because I really care about you. We need to rebuild trust. We need to get to know each other again. We need to see each other's side of things. So there is a conversation, and it seems raw, it seems real and truthful about where are we going in the future. So maybe this is a talk about, how can we make this work? How can we make this happen? You have a lot of earth here for you, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And this is talking about a rebuild. So if there's a truth that needs to come up, Pisces, it's going to come up, and we need to face it, can't avoid it. We have to make a decision about where this is going. I love you guys. All right. Let's see. I see Brianna. I got you in there. And Mitzi, you said you sent a super chat. All right. So I have Romy. I have Randy. I have Alyssa, Ann, Karina, Cash App with Shy, Anila, Brianna, and I've got you pinned, Mitzi. I didn't see a super chat, so I'm thinking you meant behind the scenes. All right. Okay, I got you on the list, though. And I have Jen. Let me put Jen in there. I see Mitzi, Brianna. Okay. All right, I see you guys. Oops. All right. Let's get started. Romy. Hello, Romy. I got to blow this up so I can see. I'm going to use a different deck. Let me put the timestamps in the description box. So the timestamps will be in the description box. All right. All right, let's go. I'm in now. Is my person someone I know already? Any hints? So let's see what comes out with the cards I pull. And you will have to look at the energy the cards are given and the signs or the elements. So that's how I'll do it, to see if there's any hints. Is your person someone, is your soulmate? Next person you'll be with, someone you know yet. I have a King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag. I love it when it's direct like that. You have a fire sign. All right. And this is something that's real. Someone that's real. You got the Hierophant here. Whether you know them yet or not, let's see. I have the Ace of Swords. You may have noticed them. You may have talked to them. So yes, it could be somebody that you know already or have seen. Three of Swords. Five of Wands. And the Hanged Man. Could be somebody that there's no change. There's a lot going on with them with the Three of Swords and the Five of Wands. I don't want to say this is somebody that has disappointed you yet, because the Ace of Swords is telling me it's a new energy. It's a new energy. So the Three of Swords and the Five of Wands, it just could be complicated because it could be some time before this becomes a real thing in your life with the Hanged Man there. It could be somebody that you know already with the Ace of Swords, like I said, but it could be somebody that you don't see them as a partner just yet. It could be Pisces energy, or there's been a lot of time. You know, there's some challenges happening, somebody preparing, somebody changing, somebody going through a life transition, a separation, you know. And so it could be somebody you know because of that, or somebody that you know that you've thought about. But maybe it was just a thought. It could be somebody that hangs around you now, but you don't see him that way. Not yet. Me, your energy, the Star card. All right. So you are, this is your energy, the Star card. It could be somebody that you desire, you know you want, because you know how that works. So don't lose the hope, right? Because you are connected to somebody who wants the same thing as you do. And it could be, this is showing somebody that hasn't given up, and it's telling you not to give up. You know, that, again, you know, the right time, the right place, it'll come together. And you have an Aquarius energy here too. So to answer your question, this is somebody that you've seen, talked to, know, or spotted, or they've thought about you. You've thought about this person at one point or another. I have air, a lot of air here, and I have Aquarius, Pisces. You know, well, air is Aquarius as well. But you have a strong fire sign, the King of Wands. So this could be talking about more time, or time there's been some time between you and this person. But and there's still a little bit more time between the two of you. You know, God's got somebody for you coming in. All right, that's what I have for you. And that's the hints that I have for you. There's just too much challenge right here in space, which is showing me that right now at the present time, it's on a pause. So I hope that helps. All right. King of Wands, though. All right, Mr. Randy. I'm going to put up questions closed. If one or two people come in, I'll take one or two more people, but I want the questions closed. All right. All right, Randy, we're looking at, all right. How does Aries feel about her life right now? I got the Chariot card, just trying to figure it out, trying to find a way. And I have the Six of Pentacles. You know, right now she's getting an energy. She may be actually in a more peaceful energy right now. Like she's just trying to maintain. She's trying to figure things out. She's trying to work on things. So I don't think she's feeling down. I think she's feeling more content and maybe just sort of like, fuck it. God's got a way. God's got a plan. I'm going to go with it type of energy. You know, so it's acceptance. And it feels like, you know, with the Six of Pentacles, it doesn't look like she's struggling right now when it comes to her energy, her resources, her values. And she's maybe even starting to see things and give back or feel, it seems less selfish. It seems like maybe it's my time to give back a little bit. So maybe she's realized something. Maybe she has identified something that she's needed to work on. That to me feels like what it is. Selfishness. Maybe she felt like she was often spends a lot of time worrying about her own problems. And maybe now she has realized that life seems to be different for her when she puts the focus on other people or tries to care for others, makes it about other people right now. So she could be working on a wound like that. Whereas it's part of manifesting too. You know, you give back, give with your heart, and you'll get back an attitude of gratitude. So it does look, I'm going to go with yes. It looks like she's working on some values, what she values, where she puts her energy, where maybe where she played a part in relationships. Her finances could have been her main focus, and she was trying to find a balance in her life. She may be trying to simplify her life. So yes, it does look like there's a win here, or she's working on balance in her life for the better. It's for the real better. Any feelings towards you or challenges? And I got the Ace of Pentacles. This actually could be bringing you guys closer. Maybe she's going through some sort of shift. She still values your friendship, still feels connected. So I don't know what else to ask because that kind of answers your question. It really feels like she's trying to be of service right now. I'm seeing it say new comments, but I'm not seeing the comments. What the heck? All right. Randy. Is there anything else? Because you have 2 questions. You paid for 2 questions, and that's the message. It really just feels like despite anything, despite the outcome, it looks like, you know, the Chariot card, you know, she's just even trying to coast, trying to get through life. And the Star card underneath that. Do you have a second question? Before I shuffle the deck? Hello, Mr. Dr. Mark. Was she working on whatever she working on? Was she working on becoming more positive? Yeah, that's what I was saying. The generosity to give back, to be of service, to not be selfish, to see things differently, to be more open and receptive to give and receive love and friendship and support. So that is, yeah, that's what it is. So this is all about values. So it does feel like that's what she's working on or seeing or starting to come more in tune with, her values, when it comes to, you know, knowing her part in every relationship and where she needs to give back or be more open to receive as well too. So it can work both ways for her. All right. Yeah, I felt like I answered it. I just didn't, it was just pretty straightforward. All right. I got to get my email. So let me get this to. You're welcome, Randy. All right, Miss Alyssa. What shifts or changes? All right. Hello, there you are. Let me put your. All right. So, man, there are a lot of businesses right now that are just cutting down. The yoga studio I went to, they closed down. The kickboxing studio I had went to a while back closed down. There's just a lot of businesses that are trying to, I guess some people are flourishing and some people are really feeling the shift changes. And let's see what I get around your work. What shifts or changes around work do I need to be aware of in the near future? Yeah. And, you know, I mean, I want to wish for the best and hope for the best and let's send blessings that you get the message that you need to hear. But, you know, in this time, it's so uncertain and nothing is guaranteed. And I guess I need to listen to, oh my God, what's her name? She's my favorite, one of my favorite. Alicia Keys. I keep referencing her. So I'm seeing the 5 of Pentacles. So I am seeing kind of like financial difficulties. All right. So they are having financial difficulties right now. I mean, it's obvious. And they're not seeing a way out right now. They're only seeing cuts, loss, limited beliefs, lack mentality. And it's you know, everybody does this at first, you know, it's like, how can I make it through? So when everybody starts struggling, or start to see a crisis and then they want to prepare for it, sometimes they just jump too quickly or take irrational steps right at first to protect themselves. And sometimes, you know, I mean, if they've been in business a long time, they trust their gut, they're going to do it. But they don't want to take any of their chances and they're terrified, you know. So they will make cuts, and so there will be cuts. They will find ways to make it work. They don't want to lose their business, which means they will try. Right now, they can't see the way out and they don't know what to do. So they're in survival mode. So anything is possible. And I'm seeing the 10 of Swords. Right. So I would say that right now, what shifts or changes around work do I need to be aware of in the near future, good or bad? The Ten of Swords is saying get ready for change. Prepare for change. Because some people could lose shifts, lose their jobs. Some people there could be cuts. It doesn't have to mean you're going to lose your job, but there could be pay cuts, finance cuts, hours cut. And there is a chance that their place, maybe they are preparing, at least right now in the current energy, Alyssa, it feels like they are preparing for the worst. It doesn't mean that it's happening, but that's what is happening. So what should you do or focus on? And I see the Magician. So the Magician is being creative, being ready and being prepared to do everything that you can do. The Magician card, what you could do right now is use everything you got to be of an asset. This is the time to shine. This is the time to go the extra mile, because your bosses could lose their jobs. They could lose their livelihood, their owners. And even though employees tend to be more, we're all going to worry about ourselves first, might get aggravated with the owners because it seems unfair. But in reality, the other thing is, this is their livelihood. They may lose everything. So during times like this, the Magician card says, tap into everything you got, make it work. Make it work for you. This doesn't mean you're going to lose a job, but what you do now could really help you later on. The way you show up now, the action you take now, the tools you use now, the way you communicate, the way you work, later on, somewhere down the line, these are one of these things where you don't burn a bridge, and it could come back later and be like, hey, I remember when I was losing my business and Alyssa showed up, and now I know this other place that wants to hire, and they're giving best review of you. So this is where you can make magic happen, and watch where you focus your attention. Because if you tend to focus on the worst, you could worry about everything, and then that can manifest, and it can affect your performance. But you have more power over the situation than you realize. So if you focus on what can we do with what we got now and make it happen, you may be the asset that helps this stay afloat, that helps the company grow. And I'm seeing the Six of Wands. So it really tells me that what I'm getting right now is that the focus is on the worst case scenario. They feel they're preparing for shutdown. They're preparing to lose they probably went through a lot during COVID too. But that doesn't mean that that's going to be what happens. The Six of Wands is showing a victory and getting through these challenges, but it doesn't mean it's not going to be challenging. But I am seeing here that you guys will get through these challenging times, these challenging days. But it could be some time. It is a little difficult. Look at that, Eight of Pentacles. It's like using your skills, staying focused, staying productive, doing everything you can. If that means, looking for another job, taking action now, being prepared. You can always be doing both. I'm sending you love too. These things that you guys are all saying to me has been some of the things that I've been, saying. I say them repeatedly. Everything I've said, I've said a million times, obviously because of the channel. But oftentimes these are the closures. These are the things that are wrapping up in the cycles. These are the things that are clearing up. These are the things that sometimes we've been wanting to change or wanting to move, and things come to a natural end, and then that's when we have to. It's time for a new cycle. And the full moon is coming up, and I'm sure you'll have more answers by then too about what's happening and what's shifting. Now, the yoga studio took a year to close down. They were going to close down a year ago, and the manager who I became friends with, you know, stayed there throughout the whole time, and they did everything to keep it afloat. And there were a lot of people going there, and I didn't think it was going to close down. But what happened was the rent got so high over there, and prices are going up, that even though it was still flourishing, it wasn't making them a profit. It was just, you know, but they loved it, so they wanted to keep it afloat. Sometimes, you know, we hold on to things because we love it, not because it's doing anything for us or making anything, but at some point, the owners will want, like everybody, you want a profit, you want change, you want growth. You need it. You can only give so much and not get back before you become depleted. So let's just send some love. You know, I should have said something at the beginning of the live, but I didn't want to set the tone. Guys, a lot of people in my, you know, somebody in my membership, and Alyssa with your job situation, and people I know close to me dealing with death and dealing with cycles and dealing with parents that are hurting or getting ready to leave. And a lot of people going through job losses and job uncertainties, and I think that's why you keep hearing me say too, not everything is guaranteed. And as a collective, you know, it's teaching us to be stronger and more resilient and on our feet and getting ready to prepare for just about everything, and not getting stuck in our ways and learning to live again and figuring out things and adapting. And a lot of that is going to be happening, and it's going to test faith and test trust in yourself. But yeah, I just want to send some love to everybody that is losing a family member or a person very important in their life, or anybody, or losing any kind of situation in their life, or just feel like you're losing in general, right? Sending you a lot of love. All right, Miss Ann. See, she did ask a question. Let me see what her question was. Are you actually on the correct path? Right. Yes. Have a great weekend, Alyssa. Sometimes it's just time. It's just time. It's somebody's time. It's time. It's an ending time. And Miss Ann, look at all the love and light going to Alyssa. Thank you guys for everybody sending that. What's the song by Alicia Keys? Love You Like There's No Tomorrow. Y'all gotta listen. We all gotta go back after this and listen to that song. All right. So let's check in. Are you actually on the correct path? Are you in alignment? You know, it's like you're on the correct path. Are you in alignment? Where are you out of alignment? You know, I'm trying to get my mind focused on the. That's perfect, Randy. Yes. All right. 8 of Wands tells me you're on the right path. You know, but too much pressure being put on what that's supposed to look like or what that is, or maybe too much future thinking, too much living in the future. Slow down a little bit. part of the path, it's not that you, part of the path feels like it's hard to know what you're in alignment with when you're living in the future. And so it almost feels like releasing the pressure of where you're supposed to be and where you're going. And where you're meant to be will show up right away, if that makes sense. Because when I say things like slow down and don't worry about the future so much or put too much pressure on yourself to move to the future, I hear people in my head being like, I've been worrying about this for a long time and I just feel like nothing's changing, or I feel like, it just feels like it's never going to happen. And those energies, and a lot of people have been waiting a long time or have been feeling not in alignment for a long time. And to me, that's a feeling that begins to form a belief that's not true, but you sit in it for so long, you think it's true. But then when you take your mind off worrying about what the next step is or what your purpose is, there's something where I guess contentment, you move back in, you are in alignment with contentment, and that is the purpose. And that's when things start to unfold and things could happen immediately. So even though I might be saying slow down, really slowing down is going to quicken things up, I guess, or not living in the future. But that doesn't answer your question right away. That's just the energy that I'm getting underneath. Now I'm seeing the Ten of Swords. All right. And I shuffled several times here, and it's there seems to be a difficult time letting go of something or something leaving. And to me, this may already be a chapter that it's time to end. It's something is supposed to end, but it's difficult. Or this has been a long, I think that's just everything I was just saying to you. Like you may have been on a path for a while here and you're just wondering when the friggin' the door is going to open up. When's it going to happen? But this tells me you're not in alignment. So you're right. But because you're saying it, you've been questioning it. But I don't think it's the path per se, because part of me believes that we're a huge part of me is like, we're right where we're supposed to be. We're here for, but what are you still allowing in your life that that you don't want in your life anymore? Responsibilities. You got the Empress energy. This is aesthetics. This is comforts. This is your environment. This is where you've planted your seeds. You're not comfortable. You don't feel supported. You don't feel nurtured. You don't feel safe. So you're not feeling safe with the path you've chosen, because I don't believe that you believe that you can fully trust anywhere you've planted your seeds. You don't feel like you have control or can make a plan or can water anything, because if you can't water it, every time you try to water something, it doesn't grow. And I'm seeing that with the Ten of Swords. It's like you're losing trust in even yourself and planting seeds. And you're just not seeing any growth. And this can stem out into all areas of your life. You're going to have to sit down with a wheel and look at every avenue of your life and say, which areas of my life do I feel like I flourish in? because this doesn't necessarily have to mean your work, your passion, what you're doing. It doesn't mean you have to change those things. But you're not getting valued enough, and you're not seeing expansion in several different avenues in your pie chart. You know, are your friends and fun growing? Is your creativity growing? Is your work growing? Is your goals about your body, your weight, your creativity, things that you want to do, that you want to grow? Are you seeing growth in all areas of your life? If everything is stagnant, it means that in each one of those sectors of your chart, you're feeling not valued, or this is where maybe you need to reevaluate where you're putting your energy. Because you can have a couple areas of your life that are stagnant for a reason, but if there's so many areas of your life that just seem like they're not going anywhere, it can give you a lens of thinking that you're on the wrong path. But really, it could be about creativity, because you're not being fulfilled in some other areas of your life. And so I would say you've planted the right seeds maybe in some areas, but they're not growing because other areas of your life seem like they're not growing, or there's a lot of disappointment. And finding a balance in all areas. And you need places to wake up to that you just really, something you're really passionate about, so that you will see the spark happen in other areas of your life. So I wouldn't make any huge decision about the path you're on. It seems like it's just about coming into alignment with all the people that you're inviting into it, and who's and what's depleting you. Because it comes down to creativity, I guess. And I'm seeing the Queen of Pentacles here as well. You're used to doing things yourself, being supported, and or feeling safe. And again, I'm getting the same energy with the Queen of Pentacles. It could be about expanding, and just taking practical steps towards where in your life do you know you need to be more disciplined? Where in your life do you feel like you need to explore more options? You're showing up as an Empress and a Queen of Pentacles in this reading, even though we can look at it as, because I'm just looking at what you're asking about your path. And your path shows me that you've been very successful, and you've been at the top of your game, and you've had high status before. So there's always a part of us that wants to seek the same success right away in almost everything we do. And that feeling of not having that, what we had before, can sometimes become a blocker from us actually seeing the success that we're having, or having to apply ourselves a little bit more now as a page before we get to that Queen of Pentacles stage again. But this also does tell me too that it just takes work and growth, and you could be very productive in the path that you're on. But the Ten of Swords and the Empress card, where are you lacking trust? Where are you lacking support? Where are you lacking value? Where are you lacking boundaries? Where are you not seeing growth? Those things need to be chiseled off first, I think, before you really can see your path start to lighten up. All right. Love you. I hope that answered it. That's what wanted to come through, Ian. All right. I'll talk to you later. All right, Miss Christina. Let's see. All right. Well, I'm not going to be able to get any names or specific people. That's hard. So we're going to have to ask this. All right. So first of all, I have to word it in a way. Thank you, Mitzi. What are there any people? So think about the people that are on your mind. All right, do that. Think about the people that you feel making you cringe. I mean, what are you gonna do? Block them, you know? And you don't even have to let them know. Just, you know, that's what I would do. I wouldn't, unless you have a purpose with them and you want something from them. So do you need to be, I see the Star card. I see you're admired. You know, maybe somebody wishes they had your attention or could get your attention, but they're trying to act unbothered or not bothered, but it doesn't seem yet, it doesn't seem harmful. Somebody could be very attracted to you. And I got the Hermit card. So there may be somebody who's quietly observing you, maybe interested in you, but again, I'm seeing it's not unhealthy. And I'm seeing the Ten of Pentacles. You know, maybe somebody who even sees a future with you. Maybe somebody thinking about a future with you. So I wouldn't say it's unhealthy, but it could be somebody, somebody that is interested in you. But I am getting blocked. The Hermit card can be like, if you're really feel like it's unhealthy or you don't want anything, I would say block them, because the Hermit card says block. It says, and so that can be the first person, if there's one person in particular or a heavier person, you know, the Hermit does say block it. You know, but the Ten of Pentacles, it looks like it's healthy, it's harmless. And, you know, even the Wheel of Fortune it could even be somebody here that maybe just keeps circulating around you. And again, it's somebody coming back around that keeps coming around and orbiting around you, because maybe they don't know what to think of you. So it's a silent observer. Yeah. So if you told them friends and they don't understand, I mean, we've all been there. How many times we've had a crush on somebody or wanted somebody and they just wanted to be friends, and that doesn't stop your feelings. So, yeah. Look, I would say right now it's not harmful, but I would say if you have no intentions and you just can't get the point across, and it's something that I mean, if it's terrifying you, I would say block. But I don't think it's unhealthy. I just think it's a behavior pattern that somebody does, and maybe it's just somebody could be a little weird. We don't find that often on online. Anything else for you? I have unnecessary worry with the Nine of Swords. So you may be making worry for something, but if it worries you that much, because nobody can tell you why, it triggers you. If it's really triggering you that much, I would say, you know how people can get. I mean, we've all been online for a long time, and we know that there are people that have a online language, and we do read into the language now, and we do know how to. But so you know how games can get played online. So I would say you've had enough issues, and you know, why call in any unnecessary weird vibes? That's what I got for you. I love you. All right. And honestly, the Hermit card can give off a weirdo vibe, very awkward vibe. You know, trying too hard not to look like they care or they're interested, and then they're so awkward that it's impossible. You're like, what the hell are you doing? So think about that. It's like Igor falling in love. That's hard. That's mean. We're all weirdos, just different weirdos. All right. Hello, Shy. Is it Shay or Shy? Right, Shay. I ran into at the market a girl who was talking to a lady at the register, and her name was Shay, and I was like, "It's my son's name." I can't. I have to tell the whole world everything. I think we needed the laugh too, so thank you. Yes, very special, weirdo. Aquarians. Aquarians get tagged with the weirdo tag, you know, but Scorpios get tagged with their own bullshit. Yeah. All right, let's see. Clarification on what to do with Victor. We haven't spoken for a month now. I don't know if I should reach out now or wait for him. Don't wait. Don't wait because it slows the process down. But don't wait because it takes the pressure off it. And when you forget about things and you don't worry about things, they always seem, there's more of a chance it works out, right? It's always how things are. When you don't need something, they come around. You don't want something, everybody wants something from you, right? All right. So I have the Magician card, and there is something worth looking at here. You know, you guys have some pull. You have influence over each other. You guys do still have some sort of connection with each other, even though there's some space between the two of you. But this is really the power of words and influence too, everything I was just saying. So could you reach out? Could you communicate? You can do whatever you want, actually. It just depends on your mindset around it and what you're expecting and where you focus and how you make it work. But you have to be in a mindset of knowing that this is what you want, this is what you desire, and you're going to get what you want. You're going to want what you want. You're going to have what you want, right? But let's see what the rest of the cards say. So let's see his energy. You haven't spoken in a month, so there is some complications there. And I see his energy, the Nine of Swords. So I do see that he is still ruminating over the situation a little bit. Or maybe it crosses his mind at times and he just feels some regret or guilt about the way things are between the two of you. Now, also, he could be even just, it still bothers him. Even if it's not all the time, or when he does have thoughts about it, it does seem like it weighs on him. So there may be some unfinished, something that hasn't been spoken. If I don't know what kind of relationship this is, so that kind of changes the depth of, or the heaviness of the anxiety. Like if this was something that was only short-lived, the anxiety or thoughts might be a little bit different than something that was more invested. It was more time invested. All right. So I can see that you still cross their mind. Now, what should you do? Should you reach out now? Let's see. I'm seeing hold off. I know you feel like you want to. I know you're trying to. I know you feel like something is still there. But I think internally, you're feeling more pulled to wait. Because the thing is that as a Cancer, I think, and I've connected with a lot of Cancers on here, especially. You really are some of the more emotional, more protective, and more. You would rather protect and care and need and take care of everything and get your own feelings hurt because it feels safer than to, and to always do and to always tend to and nurture. It's really hard for you to walk away from something and let go in this kind of sense, right? Because there's also a feeling of fear that what if they choose not to follow? But even if you move on, you're not going to let go. So it's hard for you to do this. So it's easier to stay and wait, because what's the difference? Even if I move on, I'm still going to be carrying it. I'm still going to be dealing with it. But right now I am feeling like there's got to be some inner part of you that's saying to yourself, I think, what I was going to say, I'm sorry, I just got it again, was that if they don't chase you, if they don't come after you or return the call or reach out to you, you will not let go of the fact that you felt abandoned on some level and you really needed them to chase you. You really needed them to care for you. Because that I know doesn't seem important when you get what you want at first, but it comes back around to bite you in the ass later because you'll start to wonder if they really want this anytime something comes up. You start to doubt it because they weren't the first to initiate. So if there's any place inside that you feel like you need them to show up for you, then I would continue to wait and not act on it just yet, but always follow your own intuition. All right. Yes, Brianna, go ahead, please. Now, I am seeing in the future outcome here, I am seeing conversation. And it looks as though at some point you will communicate. You have unfinished business. You need to communicate. So even if you were to reach out, I feel like you would still talk to them. You may communicate with them. But I think the underlying issue is whether or not you're fully going to feel like they really want it and they choose you. So I am just seeing discernment when it comes to, and the Magician says also, if you have no doubts or worries and you are focused and you just feel like this is what I want, the Magician says you have a lot more influence over this person and this situation than you realize. So you can make this work. But it depends on what you need from them. Does that make sense? I got you, Brianna. All righty. Yes, I got Brianna's. I think I saw her name on here. All right, gonna wrap this up. I am hoping something fun for Sagittarius reading. Bless them. Oh, wait a minute. Is this not a reading? Oh, it was just that I'm hoping something fun for Sagittarius reading. That's not a super chat. I didn't even say thank you for that. Unless, is there a question? Did I miss? Anila, if you're with me, if you have a question, let me know if this is for a question or if this was a donate. Oh, it was a donation. I didn't see it. If anybody sees Anila, please let them know that I'm very grateful. I missed it. I thought it was a question. Okay. So I'll leave it there for a minute just in case, just to make sure. All right. All right. I'm sorry, Brianna, it's not you right yet. It goes Jen and then Mitzi, then you. Jen. I recently had enough. Oh no. So I told him I give up on him. What are his feelings since that happened? All right. Yeah. Shy, I know. And the thing is I know that feeling won't go away. If you need them to choose you, that is, that's a tough one. All right, let's see. Jen. What are his feelings? All right, 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So that tells me you know that you saw this coming or they saw it coming, and there's a feeling of an ending, you know, like you both saw it coming. The Star card, though, he still has hope for this relationship. There's still something about you. He still sees the possibility, or he knows you're not going anywhere. He doesn't believe you. He don't believe you that you're going to move on. Queen of Wands. You know, Sassy, the challenge is he knows that you're mad. He knows that you can be intense. He knows you're mad, but he thinks it's a tactic to get what you want, because that's what the Queen of Wands does. Gets all pissed off, flares out, the peacock, you know, feathers, and tries to control the situation, gets so frustrated, and then pulls a fit. I know this energy, all right? So there's nobody judging, but you know, a lot of us get this angry, and it's a manipulation tactic that we use. You know, I give up. This is our last straw. I've been there, you know. I've had enough. I've given up, throwing pots and pans, flying around. But because you're so angry, he knows that you haven't. We get angry when we're so mad because of love, and we lose our shit. So even at a smaller, you know, I'm looking like when you're married too, and all these times, but this can show up in we do it when we're not getting what we want, but we're in love. and we want to be seen, and we want to be heard. And guys just know that, well, in my experience, and being around a lot of men, they know the game. They know we're mad. They know we're angry, and you know, and it's like, so they don't believe us, right? But sometimes it does getting to that point for them to really see, you know, and or maybe understand how much you really care. And so you know, you push us that far, guys. Sorry, you know. You know, it's what it is. But you know, sometimes we don't get what we want either when we do that. So but if this person really cares about you, and it looks like, you know, they still see a positive outcome here, or still think they're going to see you again, it feels like, you know, they're just letting you blow off some steam. They know that you're going to be back around again, or they're expecting it. All right. So, and there it is, the Knight of Swords. They know you're going to come back with a mouthful, because I know you will too. I know you're not done. And you're going to be more aggravated that he doesn't chase you. You're going to be more aggravated that you flipped out. You're telling him you give up. And this is what we do. This is what we do. A lot of us do. And we slam the door and we say we're done. And we know damn well we're not. So now we got to sit outside and figure out a way how we can make it seem like now it's more, we get more defensive because they don't come at us. And then we get more angry because we didn't get what we wanted. That's why I'm like a big advocate for not reacting to anything, even though you can't be perfect, all that, you can't not react. You know, but that's what happens. You're going to come back more furious, and he knows it. And it's because it's a pattern, and it's happened. And you didn't give up, and he's probably, you guys will be talking again in the near future. Yeah, I mean, I just saw myself do it so many times in my life, you know. But after a while, like, first of all, if your guy that you're connecting to is not playing the game, he's probably a keeper. And he knows that, and he's not going to let it work. And you don't want him to, you don't always want it to work, because our chaos, that's chaos. That's our chaos. That's hard to handle, hard to deal with. But if they're there when you come back, you know there's something there, all right? They're just letting you do your dance. But if you're really angry because you're so this angry and you just keep hoping for something to change, that it comes a point where it's on you. You know what I mean? If they're just not going to change, or they don't have to change. Nobody has to change for us. We choose to change. You know, if you're wanting him to change so much, you might be going around in a few more circles. But that's what I got. Sending you love. And I hope you took that lightly. Like it was meant to be. We were all putting ourselves in that situation. I think we all could feel it. Nobody's saying anything. All right. Let's see. Everybody's needing some love and hugs today. All right. What do I see good coming towards you? All right. So we're looking at good, which is going to change the way cards are looking. All right. We want to see the good, the positive. We want to see the good, the positive, not the Scorpio go down to the bottom of the trench. Every possible thing known to humans that could go wrong, that a Scorpio can bring up. We're not looking at that right now. We're looking at the good stuff. All right, the good stuff. Page of Cups. All right, got some loving coming in. Got a crush. Something to do with children. Maybe something. Your Scorpio side felt that. I love it. Oh, let's focus on all the shit and just get it out of the way. Right? It's like we don't believe there's any good shit. Right? None of that stuff. All right. So I am seeing some good love, something forming, something starting, a relationship maybe deepening. And this is playfulness. This is, warm-heartedness, fun, going somewhere, feeling like a child, being creative, doing something with children, or somewhere where you're going to be around children. But it also could be creating some sort of art, something good, but we want the love, right? So there could be a new relationship coming into your life, or a relationship that you're already talking to, could still be continuing to grow. And you may notice that there's more conversations that are emotionally driven, right? And it's a start. Look at, I see the 10 of Cups underneath that. So somebody may be making a serious offer. That is the beginning. It's like, I want to make this work. I see the full picture with you. So, but that's fallen in love energy. So it's still innocent and it's still fallen in love, which means, if you've been burned a few times, you still want to, some of us want to dive in and fall in love right away. But, be cautious. This feels new. This feels like somebody entering into your life too, or a possibility, or somebody telling you about a child coming home, or a relationship with somebody who has a child. I have the 7 of Pentacles. All right, so you could be taking a right turn somewhere when it comes to your future, finances, your goals, your health, your routine. If you've been feeling stuck or stagnant in certain areas of your life, it looks like you're going to be challenged here to take a turn somewhere. Whereas, what is it that I really want to do? And I've got to take that next step. So I can see there's some luck around that. It's like there's no more pondering. It's like if you're blocked in certain areas of your life, or you're holding yourself back, or you feel blocked, or like something's holding you back from being creative, it looks like that's shifting. There's an opportunity coming in where you'll get around some problem that you've been having. And I'm seeing the 6 of Cups. So you have a lot of friendships or somebody from the past coming in, being very nostalgic. So bringing back something from the past. So this could have to do with work or do with health. You may be nostalgic about something you did in the past, and you want to revisit it and redo it. So you may be making some new memories by bringing something back from the past. Right. And so this could be reaching out to somebody that, or a project or an opportunity that you may have once not needed, but now you're reconsidering. This could be soulmate energy too. So I am seeing a lot around you when it comes to love, whether it's being with family. I'm getting a lot of water. Oh, what sign I'm on? The timestamps are in the description. Sorry, I thought that was you, Mitzi, that said that. All right, now I'm seeing Ace of Swords. You could be signing some very important document that's coming in. All right, so we're looking at papers. We're looking at legal papers. We're looking at an end to it, maybe a decision over a challenging situation. Could be a new direction, new opportunity when it comes to money and finances. You could be buying, purchasing something expensive, something that you've been thinking about for a while. And this is always bringing some sort of good news coming your way. So an opportunity for you to make amends with somebody or a situation. And that's showing here too, the start of a new friendship. So it could be a reconciliation with somebody. And that's what I got. Looks pretty good for you. Looks pretty damn good. All right. Brianna. You're welcome. All right. Brianna. All right. So I wanted to know Harry's true feelings for me. I'm feeling triggered by certain things and I don't want to self-sabotage something good. All right. So it sounds like you've got something working for you. You like somebody, you know, you're feeling good. But you're triggered by certain things. But are they valid? I mean, are you being cautious? I'm being a mom right now. I'm sorry. I know you need a reader. But don't ignore these triggers, you know? You got to check it. I mean, unless, of course, you know that they've sabotaged other relationships before, but it's something that bothers you. And that's a value. So these triggers could be values. And if you are being triggered, it's telling you that I need to feel safe in these situations. So if it is something I need or something that is important to me, I need to make sure that this person does honor that, because it'll continue and they'll never know what they're doing that's triggering you. So just note it. Don't react to it just yet. Just note it, though, in case it is a value and something that you know in the future you're not going to want to tolerate. Now, seeing the Magician card, so very attracted to you. That's already a good start. That says we got mutual feelings. We're seeing it. I like what I see. We can make this work. You know, I got to pull towards you. You know, I think about you. I like the way you talk, the way you walk, right? You know, I like the way you do things. I mean, that's the Magician card. I got the Knight of Swords. You got them all up in their head. They're thinking about what they like, but it is, and it can be superficial at this point right now with the Magician too. It's like for the surface, on the surface, I like what I see. And I have a Strength card. So you're looking like you're very strong, you're very prideful, very attractive, maybe come on strong. I don't know. Sometimes this card can go either way. It can be sometimes, you know, maybe you're closed off a little bit. You try to control yourself. You keep yourself very, very, very strong and rigid and guarded, right? Or this can say you're not afraid of shit and you just are coming in on strong and you just want what you want and you're going to get what you want. All right. So whichever side of that you're on, you know, it just feels like they're very attracted to your strength. They're very attracted to your character. They see you as someone with high integrity, and which also means that you stand up for yourself. You know, you're very prideful and you're very much, when you are triggered, you have high standards, you know, and so depending on how you come across, whether you know you're somebody that comes across, you know, very guarded or strong, or come on too strong, you know, maybe tone it back a little bit. So maybe it is, maybe you do need to be a little bit more calm or patient with them as they get to know you, so you don't overreact. But if you're somebody who knows you don't overreact and it's actually more of a challenge for you to open up and be vulnerable, you know, don't be afraid with this energy. If they find you super attractive and they like you like this, you know, be vulnerable. Maybe they are looking for you to be vulnerable, a little bit more vulnerable, but I don't know your circumstances. So I'm still looking at feelings, and they have a hard time expressing their feelings. They're showing up as the King of Swords. They can be very distant, very detached. They take a minute to process their feelings. It's not like Aquarius don't have feelings, but even if he's not Aquarius, he's showing up as Aquarius. They can detach quickly. That's the problem. It's not that they don't have feelings, but they take their time to really. So if you're in different countries as well, Brianna, the reason why you probably get triggered or feel a certain way is because he's showing up as the King of Swords, which means that he's very logical. He's very logical, and he's not going to be super emotional or get emotionally attached too quickly if he sees that there's a long challenge or many challenges between the two of you. So he keeps things, he keeps things, he thinks things through. He processes things and he takes longer, but he sees a bigger picture. So obviously if he's connecting with you, he sees something about this connection that could be go into the future, but he's not going to get super attached or emotional, especially if there's still time or barriers or blocks that have to happen before you guys actually can ground in on this and make it real serious. All right. But I'm seeing the King of Wands for him too. So I am seeing he does see a possibility of a future with you. The two kings are showing up to represent his feelings, which tells me he does have, you know, a lot of self-control. He also, he sees the bigger picture, has a vision and sees this, and his heart's involved, but he's going to be logical and very, very practical about his decisions. So I think what's happening is maybe you need a plan. There's something missing. Maybe you're ready for a plan, and because when you're connecting with somebody, especially at a distance, if you don't have some way to build a relationship with them, even though when you talk, it can't just stay at talking all the time. It can't just stay at FaceTiming all the time. Natural progression, especially with a woman, we want to see change and advancement, and we want movement, and we need to feel like we're creating, building, growing. And if they can't see that as practical right now, they will keep talking to you and enjoy the conversation and the company, but they don't need to build emotional security or safety, but you do. So you need a plan. You need something. So your emotions is what's going to get the best of you. You have to see change, but you don't want to rush it. So the Strength card is just asking you to find compassion for yourself and have strength with regulating some of those raw emotions. Like if you start getting caught up in things that can't happen now, you know, that's where we have to contain or control our emotions. That's all I'm seeing, is that it's hard to build a long distance relationship if we can't do anything in the 3D. That's it. But you're building something, and this bond could even get stronger through time, but it's just how we regulate, how we deal with the challenges is going to be the only thing I'm seeing. Right? And he feels pretty good about you. Likes, you know, when it comes to surface, it comes to, I like what I see. You got it. But you guys haven't worked together yet. You're not in each other's reality yet, just on distance. All right, guys, I love you. I am going to sign out. I'm pretty sure I got everybody. You guys are amazing. Have a beautiful weekend. I will have the Sunday forecast out. You know, it's going to be set up the same way every week. I'm just setting up with the energy of the week, and I'm not pulling a card for every single day every time because I get lost in that. But that will be out Sunday, and I will see you guys Monday. Take care.